Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I am Maddie. I'm excited to bring something a little bit different to our channel, and that's birth. I've been super passionate about birth since I've had London, which is crazy because I used to be so scared of birth. It used to be something that was fear-based for me, and now I'm super passionate about it and I want tons of kids. So I'm really excited just to share what I've been learning about birth. I've learned a lot from London, and I've definitely now learned a lot with having Beckham. So today I wanted to talk about preparing for labor and delivery. First off, I want to just say that these are my own opinions and my own experiences. Just because I say something doesn't mean it's going to work for you or it's what's best for you. So just remember that as I talk about everything that I'm going through, and let's get started. So first off, look at this cute folder. It's so cute. So my friend Janelle made me this picture, and I love, love, love it. This is what I brought to my birth, and it has our birth plan right here. This was so helpful when I was going into the hospital to be able to give to any nurses or anyone that would be helping me through my birthing experience. So I first wanted to talk about a birth plan. With having a birth plan, it's only a plan. It's not always the way that it goes. As much as we want our birth plans to go that way, just know that it can change, but it can also go perfect and everything can go right. But to just have the mentality that this is what I want, but it's okay if it changes, is something that you should definitely go into with having a baby, because we don't want to set ourselves up for something that's unrealistic and be disappointed in our birth experience, because birth is beautiful no matter how we bring our baby into the world. It's such an amazing experience and such a blessing. So we don't want to create a birth plan that we're so set on, and if it changes, be disappointed. So that's the first thing I want to say about a birth plan. Okay, so before we talk a little bit more about birth plans, I wanted to share my birth plan with you guys, just so you have something to refer to. If you guys want to also make a birth plan, I do recommend that everyone has a birth plan. It makes things so easy and so smooth for the nurses, midwives, or your doctor. So for mine, it just says our family's birth plan. It says who our doula was, who the mother, father, and the baby's name was, and the sibling who would be visiting us. We kind of put like a little description down here, and then when you go inside our birth plan, we have our yes pleases and no thank yous for labor and delivery. We have our postpartum stuff, and we have that also on this page as well. So that was our birth plan that we put at the front of our folder so that we could refer back to it also, and my husband could look at it if he needed any reminders. He was amazing though, and he didn't even need to refer back to it, so he is awesome. Also, something I wanted to talk about for a birth plan, I recommend setting time aside with your doctor or your midwife to just go over your birth plan and make sure what you want aligns with what the hospital allows. Sometimes their policies and restrictions are a little bit different depending on what hospital you're delivering at, and so if you're planning on a water birth and your hospital that you're planning on going to doesn't allow water births, maybe you can think about having a baby at a birthing center. So that's just something that you want to go over just to make sure that your expectations are realistic and that the hospital is going to allow the things that you want. Okay, something else that I think will help you prepare for birth is your expectations of birth. Birth is beautiful. Yes, it's beautiful, but you're also probably going to poop. Everyone is so scared about pooping, but if you're pushing right, you're probably going to poop. And that is okay. It is okay. And if you have great nurses and a good doctor, you're not even gonna know that you pooped, and don't even ask. You just don't ask about it. So that's one thing to just expect. Just go in knowing that, yes, it's beautiful, but I'm probably gonna poop because I'm gonna be pushing right and my body's doing what it needs to bring my baby into this world. Also, just expect a lot of blood. It's okay, there's gonna be tons of blood. I feel like people don't tell you that when you first go to the bathroom that it looks like you got attacked by a shark, and there's gonna be tons of blood in the toilet, and it's okay. I don't know if you know this already, but your placenta does detach from your uterus, and so that's where the blood is coming from, and it's just gonna take some time to heal, and it does take a little bit, but you got those big diapers to keep it all in one place, and everything's gonna be good. So my birth experience with London compared to my birth experience with Beckham was completely different, and I believe it all came down to the preparation that I did. So with London, I literally just showed up at the hospital ready to have a baby, and my birth experience did not go the way that I wanted it to go. With Beckham, I started preparing straight from when I found out I was pregnant, and the first thing that I did was find a class that I wanted to take to gain knowledge about birth and about my body, and I highly recommend taking a class. For me, it was the Curtis Method class. That class, hands down, was something that opened my mind up to birth in a way that I never knew that it could. It made me excited to have a baby and changed my mindset from being fear to being something to be excited about. And for me, that was super exciting to have that knowledge and to go into birth knowing more than I did with London. So take a class or talk to your provider or read a book or do all of them. I recommend doing all of them. But definitely gain a knowledge about birth. That's what is going to help you go into labor and delivery feeling prepared and ready to have a baby. Okay, so another part of preparing for birth is preparing for who's gonna be in your birthing space. So I'm gonna say it a lot, but poop. If you do not feel comfortable pooping in front of them, then they shouldn't be in your birthing space. Because if you don't feel confident and comfortable, then you're not gonna be able to progress in your labor. So when you're packing for the hospital, don't bring anything white. Don't bring a white birthing gown, don't bring a white pillowcase, don't bring white blankets, just don't bring anything white. Because like I said, there's tons of blood, and with blood comes stains. So dark colors work best, so find a dark color birthing gown if you're planning on bringing your own. Bring dark blankets, dark pillowcases. Also with white, the hospital stuff's white. So if you bring a pillow and the pillowcase is white, your pillows could be taken as theirs and you might forget it, and it's just no bueno. Just don't bring white. Okay, so I can't say this enough, but please do not share your horror stories of birth, and don't listen to those horror stories either, because that is not a good way to start your labor and delivery, and it's not a good way to prepare for labor and delivery either. So you can find tons of positive birth videos on YouTube and on Instagram. There's some amazing videographers that capture birth so perfectly, and it's beautiful. So make sure to only watch positive things. Don't fill your head with all the horror stories or fears, because that's what we're going to talk about next, and that is fear. If you have any fears, let them go. Let it go. Just let them go. You need to talk about them and you need to get them off your chest, because those also can hinder your ability to progress in your labor. Okay, so these are the basic things that I did to prepare for my labor and delivery, but I do think if you are planning on going unmedicated, there's tons more that I would love to share with you. So I think I'm just going to add that in a different video. And I recommend, even if you are planning on an epidural, that you keep an eye out for that video as well, because like I said, even though you go into the hospital with a certain birth plan, things can change. And so being prepared for an unmedicated birth is something that can definitely help your birthing plan as well. Anyways, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Alright, so that wraps up this video. Remember, birth is something to be celebrated, not feared. And if you like this video, please subscribe and press the like button below. See you next time.